Merry Christmas! The war is not over. It's still going. It doesn't seem like it's ever going to end, but there is a fun shenanigans. You got General Butler, who thinks it's a really good idea to go and attack a fort, and what he does is he takes a bolt hulk and he fills it with like 200 tons of gunpowder, and he floats it right next to the fort, and he explodes it with the hopes that it destroys the fort. Spoiler, it doesn't. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is my very best friend, Prospector Jonny, and Merry Christmas week, Jonny.
I like it. Wait, hold on. Wait, I just want to say, I like it when you say that.
Well, you are my very best. You're like the only one.
Suck at everybody else who knows him. It's me.
I think most people that actually know me will be like, "Oh, you're gonna have him. It's fine." He's a bit much.
That's okay.
Because if you think this is
I love you. You're my very best friend, Tommy.
If you think Lieutenant Tommy is just a character, I have news for you.
That's pretty thinking that?
Much.
Who thinks that?
Yeah.
Nobody thinks that.
Yeah.
The only thing that's a character is like you're wearing the stuff. Which really isn't out of character for you. It's just like, That's what you would do to get into a character. Like, you're not going to wear that every day just because you don't want to get ridiculed.
Yeah. If I wouldn't get ridiculed, I would.
But that's why. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
This is everything else is just, that's just.
My wife.
Anywho. All right, Merry Christmas week.
Makes fun of me every
Merry
time
Christmas week. Did we do Christmas week?
These clothes on. Yeah, this is Christmas week. Well, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas week, Jonny. Jonny, this week's going to open up on the 23rd with a federal fleet from Fort Monroe going to assault Fort Fisher near Wilmington, North Carolina. Wilmington, North Carolina is now the last official port in the South that is even like slightly open to trade. And by open to trade, I mean they get like ship smuggling pirates in and out occasionally.
Why?
That's it.
Can I ask why we're still allowing
We're not.
that?
I mean, we're fighting it, but like they have a fort there that's they're not getting much through, but they're able to get some through. This is like effectively the last sort of port that is their port to call. Unfortunately, Jonny,
it's got to be a lot harder to shut down a port than I think.
I think it might be, yeah.
There's got to be a lot more than
like in the middle of
it seems to me like 5 boats.
Yeah, but like think about like if you're in a rowboat or a small little dinghy and it's really dark at night.
Yeah. Blast them out of the water.
I think it'd be not. I think it's harder than you think to see that little tiny ship in the middle of the night. Yeah.
They should invent a spotlight. I'm gonna.
That would be
coin that term.
That would be.
That's real bright.
Jonny, I think they might already.
You can help them see at night.
I think lighthouses already exist. I think those things might already be things.
Oh, see, there you go. Put that on your boat, and then you can search the waters. 5 boats.
Jonny, unfortunately, on the 23rd, there's heavy storms, and it scatters the fleet. So this expedition is off to a great start. When they finally do rendezvous, Butler's plan is to take a hulk, a boat hulk, load it with 215 tons of powder, and place it near the fort, which he then wants to explode and hope that it would destroy the fort.
Yeah. That's going to blow the shit out of it.
Unfortunately, Jonny, this fort is mostly earthenwork fort, like made out of the sandbanks that are naturally occurring. And when he explodes the 215 tons of gunpowder...
Hey, what does sand do when it's encountered explosions?
It just goes.
How does sand handle explosions?
It goes.
Is it often used to shoot into?
It is. Yeah.
So that
if you have
everything will just kind of die in the sand.
And when he
that's unfortunate.
And when he sets it off.
So he pulled a boat up next to sand and very safely, probably the safest way you could destroy it, blow it up.
He did that. And then
Did he at least spray sand in anybody's eyes?
From all the reports, not a single person was killed or wounded on either side.
There was potential,
There was
though.
potential.
That it was like a pocket sand
there was
situation.
potential there, but unfortunately,
but giant pocket
no
sands.
no pocket. Did make one hell of a firework. I'm sure there are a ton of fish that are very upset. But
I mean,
yeah,
several dead fish. The casualties there were not
zero. On the 24th, they begin the federal naval bombardment of the fort following the failed explosion of it by Fleet Commander David Porter. Fort Fisher protects the last open port, and I use that in very, it's open. Wink, wink. It's not open.
As open as you can be.
In the south. The fort is made, like I said, mostly of sand. It is defended by 500 troops and goes mostly undamaged by this naval bombardment because, again, you're shooting into sand, which is kind of designed to just...
Yeah. Now, did they know that they just pulled it up next to sand?
Yeah.
Was it disguised?
No, I mean, they know it's
sand?
It's
did they, paint it into, the shape of bricks?
No, nothing.
To make them?
Nothing like that. Meanwhile, back out in Nashville in the Tennessee campaigns that are going on over there with Thomas, they've pretty much come to a conclusion. Hood's army is...
we said that last week. They were done. They bolted.
Hood's army
they
bolted. They're pretty much scattered. They've gotten out of Tennessee for the most part. It's not quite, but it's... We can't really pursue faster than they can run away. Not through our own attempts not to pursue, but they're burning bridges. Rivers are swollen.
You're saying they're fast.
They're really fast at running away. Yes.
Running in a cowardly way by destroying everything behind them. They are doing what Sherman did.
But reverses. Reverses.
With running away.
Johnny, it's Christmas Day. Christmas Day.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Happy birthday, Jesus.
We're going to see 60 federal...
I assume we took the day off?
No, we're going to see 60 federal ships bombard Fort Fisher, followed by federal troops landing 2 miles north, and they do capture a Confederate battery, but night falls, the Confederate soldiers from the fort and from the north push back, and the whole thing is called off as a waste of life and not to continue a waste of life. And so they all get back on their boats, and we all go back home. And this entire expedition has been a very comical failure, and Lincoln is kind of pissed. Rightfully so.
Don't
worry. We'll have round two. We're going to have round two.
Frustrating.
We're not going to let this... I mean, it's not this week, but we're going to try again. In the very near future, we're going to try again.
But they didn't try the first time.
Well, no, they did. Well, we blew up a boat, we shot at some sand, and then we called it quits.
The sand is a tough
Sand
enemy.
is very tough enemy.
They were outnumbered
a bazillion
billions,
to one.
billions
Those
to
little sand
one
grains, they'll get you.
By the sand, for sure. It is, the numbers are not in their favor. I don't know how they're going to get the numbers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Yeah. On the 26th...
Sand is abundant.
On the 26th, we're going to see Hood's forces crossing the Tennessee River at Bainbridge, thus ending their invasion of Tennessee. They have less than half the number of men that they started with, returning back across the river. It was not a successful campaign for them.
Go suck it.
Suck it is right. By the 20th...
It's ready for this to be over. I think we're there. We're going to get there. I'm amped up. I'm ready to celebrate.
By the 20th...
So it's feeling
Johnny,
good.
We got to get a bottle of champagne. We got to do the sabering episode repeated.
You think I can afford champagne?
I will get you champagne.
How futile of a year it was for me? Hey...
I'll get you.
Little Mr. New Office.
Get you
all right? Not all of us are rolling in the dough. Okay.
I wonder what happens. Like, when this war's over, like, we don't need to make as much ammunition as we currently are, so... Does the arsenal just go away? Like, what do we...
I think we should create fear tactics in order to make all the civilians buy lots of weapons.
That might work, yeah. Or we could turn it into, like...
That will work for hundreds of years.
We could turn it into, like, a school or something, maybe.
Yeah, well, maybe. Or, again, fear tactics to make the civilians buy ammunition.
Yeah, that
it will work for
that
ages.
Might work. Johnny, on the 28th, Lincoln is Or I'm sorry.
And if you do turn it into a school, you risk more guns being there.
Ammunition and guns. The ammunition's already in the school for the children. The 27th.
Well,
27th, Hood's Army is completely
America.
across the river. The 28th, Lincoln is going to ask Grant what he knows of the Wilmington expedition, to which Grant responds, and I quote here, "The Wilmington expedition has proven a gross and culpable failure. Who is to blame, I hope will be known." Thanks, Grant.
We messed
basically
up.
like,
I wish I knew
listen,
who did it.
We fucked up. I'm investigating. Somebody's going to be to blame. And Johnny, this week comes to an end.
Yeah, so I am currently looking for a scapegoat.
Sure am.
We'll find one.
Don't worry. The week comes to an end with a whimper. Not much happens on the 29th. It's basically just some light skirmishing near Hillsboro and Pond Springs, Alabama. Like, that's just a little bit of popping shots, and comes out with a
little after Christmas.
After Christmas celebration.
Like normal Christmases. You had the Christmas, and then a couple days you're like, nah, I don't
want to do this anymore. Yeah.
It's seeing all the family for the last time.
There's it's been a rough one. Yeah, that's.
God damn it. It's been a rough 4. Now
Yeah.
5,
4.
4.
Well,
I don't know.
Not
It's
even
been a rough
technically not even
time.
4 yet. 4 will be like April ish.
Sure.
Well, what are we
so.
counting? Are we counting like the from the election?
Man, I'm counting when we started recording this.
Oh, then
shit.
it's been 4. It's been over 4 actually. It's been 4 years in a month, because we started with the last election, which was like November of 60.
Cool.
God, this has been long. You ever so that's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight.
Oh yeah.
But have you ever
See you next week.
have you ever you started something that you thought was a good idea, and even in your head you knew how long the thing was going to take, but you're like, it's no big deal. Johnny,
You can't process time, Tommy.
by the time this fucking thing is over, we will have done this longer
have you
than
ever
we knew each
agreed-
other in college.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy, have you ever agreed to something that somebody else wanted to do, and you knew that it was going to take a long time? And sure, it's maybe not your subject of interest or expertise, and sure, you maybe not bring anything to the table, but you say yes anyway. And then, all of a sudden, you're sitting out on January 9th at 7 o'clock in 15-degree weather, in a cape and a hat, drinking a beer, talking to your very best friend, because you made a great decision. You ever done that? It's a good decision.
Well, I mean,
fun.
it's been a journey.
You know?
I don't regret it.
Tommy, you and I would not be as close as we are
That's
if
true.
not for this.
The other thing is, Ken Burns' Civil War.
That's absolutely true. We might not talk.
Oh, if we didn't, yeah. Well, that was before.
It would be intermittent.
All right, so, couple things. First,
You said we were done.
No. First, I'm getting Patreon started by the end of this month. This here, it's behind the scenes recordings. These will be available to the people who really want to. There's also Discord that you'll be able to talk to us directly, or by us, I mean me. Maybe a little bit of Johnny. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. This whole project basically started as a means, because Johnny lives so far away from me and I live so far away from Johnny, for us to continue to be able to talk to each other in some kind of regular format. And now you're all on for the ride, which I hope is occasionally entertaining. Often.
Oh, we're hilarious. Whatever. That's why we started this. Remember?
We thought we were hilarious.
Remember, we were a couple of mid-30s dudes that are like, hey, you know what we should do? Start a podcast.
You have moved.
Turned into a YouTube channel.
We
we did the damn thing with that. Everybody was doing.
We are going to do a beginning of the Civil War in Hindsight episodes of what we both look like at the beginning to what we look at the end. Johnny has aged significantly, with hair, because he hasn't cut his hair at all or trimmed his beard at all in this whole time.
No.
I
This
actually
is
might look slightly.
since we
I
started.
might look slightly younger because I had a really shitty beard, but I had a beard when we started, and I don't now. So
I liked your beard. I didn't think it was a shitty beard.
the wife didn't like it. It was a little.
It aged you.
It was.
You're
it was,
right.
Well,
did
it was
age
thin
you.
on the side. It was too thin on the side. That was the beard's problem. It was.
Well, a lot of people get that. See, I only don't connect.
See,
I cheat.
See, truth be told,
I cheat. I grow the ends long.
If I had my way with facial hair, I would do the mustache with a little curl and the little tiny, like the French, like a French musketeer. Like that's what I really want to do, but the wife would really not. She might disown me for that one. So goatee it is.
If I had some wax, I can get a decent one.
Yeah, you just gotta get some. Yeah,
Not great.
Yeah, you get a little wax. You're fine.
But I can get a decent. If I have wax, I can do a decent one. I don't have a very thick mustache. So
Hey!
very big.
If you made it this far into the episode,
We're still.
if you made it this, no, I'm doing it. It's fine. If you made it this far in the episode,
put all this
tickety
in.
tackety down there, like
No one's watching.
what do you want us to talk about next? Tickety tackety down.
Oh, do tell us that. People stopped doing that. We stopped asking. Maybe people stopped telling us.
Yeah, I need an episode.
Oh,
ideas.
you get. Some
I do.
suggestions
I get some
here and
suggestions,
there.
especially on TikTok and the YouTube Shorts. I get a lot of suggestions for talk about this, talk about that. Check out our catalog because there's a lot of things that you're like talk about this. Look, somebody's like talk about experimental Civil War guns. First off, if it's not a Springfield or an Enfield musket, it's an experimental gun, and I have a fuck ton of them. Check them out, like shorts and longer format ones.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Well, not
next
you,
episode.
but
that's
like
annoying.
that's. Yeah. That's it.